Good morning, guys. Should be live here. A little early today. Got started a little early today. Getting our scripted part out of the way. Gotta get a French press still. Or maybe some kind of other espresso machine. We'll see. Hope everybody's having a good day so far. Thursday, October 16th. Happy Thursday, guys. Was thinking yesterday, maybe sometime after the stream ended, that it sounds like I'm begging for subscribers and people to watch my stuff, but no. That's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. I thank everybody who has watched and subscribed and all the support I've been getting. But definitely more doing this to push myself for more creative goals. And subscribers and views doesn't really equal that. But my numbers brain can get definitely bogged down looking for subscribers and views and all that stuff. Chasing views just like we're chasing dopamine. But it's really a journey that we're on. So, good morning, Elena. Thanks for joining right up. So, we're going to start up and at. You're going to wait till you see how much we're up and at 'em. Wait till you see how much we're up and at 'em. So, did release the video we made yesterday because I figured it had to be released. It had to be released because it was so temporal, as I was saying yesterday. It had to be released. So that's why I was like, well, I'm going to release it in the morning. I said on Thursday. Then I figured if I were to release it on Thursday, I might as well just say today in the audio. So I released it yesterday because I thought that made more sense. Anyway, it was getting I woke up, it was getting 400 views an hour, and then they killed it, but it's fine. It's got decent metrics. It's all good. It was pretty good. I gotta get a little better on the voice recording, but it wasn't bad. We're gonna do a throwback Thursday NFL Top 100 short today. Bengals are playing the Steelers in the Icy Hot Bowl later. Called the Icy Hot Bowl because you got two 40-somethings at QB. But we're going to highlight the one Bengal who was on the NFL Top 100 list, who I'd never heard of. So he retired around 1990. What year did Anthony Munoz retire? 92. So I did not watch this guy play, but I did watch a video of, I think, of his Hall of Fame speech. And it's going to give us a really cold open. A really good cold open. Did I just say a really good open? In my excitement, I might have just jumped right to combined cold and good and open, all 4-letter words, but the good kind. And we're gonna pair that, I'm thinking, with this really trending song, Tay Kenosi, say. And it's already almost done. I'll show you. Not almost done, but we're getting in there. All right, I'm gonna mute the song though, If you want to look up Tay Kenosi Super Slowed, I figured, Anthony Munoz, we could use a song with a little. It has a little bit of lyrics in it, but it's gonna work really well. Anyway, this is his quote that we're using as the cold open, and then we're gonna throw a couple Anthony Munoz highlights in there.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
So listen, I mean, this was on Faith in Football. Now, Faith is making a comeback these days, big time. It's very popular among the youth. So we're not trying to, we're just trying to. I think it's gonna hit really hard over this song, this trending song. It's from a video called Faith in Football. I guess he was known for his faith, Anthony Munoz. But it's gonna be a good cold open. Plus, over this song, it's like I can't stop smiling when you hear it over the song. So maybe I'll just play the song, but.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures.
All right, so we gotta. What are we saying? We're doing modern now, or no? Peaceful, maybe peaceful. I like peaceful. Peaceful makes sense. Did he have a nickname, Anthony Munoz? He's number 12 on the list. That's pretty high. He's one of the greatest offensive linemen in history. Now, not the best position for highlights, offensive line, but he has some decent ones, like one where he's like tossing a guy to the ground, and at least one. We might find another one of those. And then they used him as a receiver occasionally, so we have a couple clips of him catching touchdown passes. Did he have a nickname? Maybe we could. What are your thoughts, Elena? Do we like the direction this morning? Well, that's got to be in there. That was the one I was like, yeah, that one's got to be in there. That one, he kind of shoves the guy. Oh, thanks. Have you here? I'll play with the song for you. Might as well. You know. They come for me, they come for me.
And
Have you heard this one, Elena? Let's see.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living
I can't help but smile.
sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
And then it just hits so hard. Now, they have this little drop here, which I feel like I want to have the drop. I want it to be so you like hear him, then hear the like dip before the drop, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Like I mean, you could tell I really like it. You say so good? Yeah, I think it's so good. Like especially because like that's a trending sound right now. That's a trending song over like really popular clips, and it's just funny we're using it for a guy who had retired in 1992. But hey, he's a Bengals legend, the only Bengal that was on the NFL Top 100 list when they released it. I don't know if another one would have made it in since then. Like I think what year was the Top 100 list released? Like 2016 or 17 or 18 or something like that. Like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have played since then, and they, you know, they're off to great starts to their careers, but like Andrew Whitworth, another offensive tackle. They've had some good offensive tackles over the years. But yeah, that's what we got going on so far.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL.
It's just so good. And it's a very good message, too. Like, he's saying that there's more, but, like, that's still what he was doing. If that makes sense, you know? So I just think it's a really good message.
And
Not typing cursor. Do we want some kind of animation on these guys? We gotta have some. But I do like the font we're using today. Peaceful.
And that was my way to worship. And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
That is pretty hard. The expand. I like that. Thoughts? Do you like that caption? Let me get the... Excuse me.
And I realize as I look through...
Maybe just make them a little bigger. A little bit.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
That's so good. I want to have like a clip where you can see his name on the back of his jersey. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like that. And that way it's like kind of shimmying through the drop. See how this looks.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a...
We gotta split these clips up so we get his face on screen. This is probably gotta be released today too, guys, which is all good. Views are going negative. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the former squad matchup short. 67.3 stay to watch. Not bad. 20-second average view. The only, like, I'm just feeling like it's just not quite high enough. That's why they're not testing it super wide. But 67.3 stay to watch is really good. Again, like, it's good. And we got, what, they're just... It's all good, but that's not why we're doing it. So, plus it's proof that our lists concept can work. IMO. All right, let's see. Wait, let's see how this looks. I said, let's see how it looks. I just posted it to TikTok too. The short we made yesterday. Video. Got at least one like on TikTok. Alright guys. If everybody's having a great day so far, we're up and at 'em early today. But let's not let that make me go easy, you know? What a great quote.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good. If I'm like laughing out loud when I watch it, right? That's my instinct. I didn't even finish it. Maybe we gotta introduce him though somehow, because people will realize that this is a Hall of Fame speech, but Anthony Munoz is not a household name anymore. In some households he is, but...
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Yeah, we just need like a couple more. Not even, like, what, got 2 more? Fix up the clips a little bit. Thoughts? This is like one of my favorite ones ever already. That's what I'm thinking. Does his audio need to be altered at all? Is it too loud? No, I don't think so.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Clearly I enjoy it.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Oh, good, Elena. Good. I'm feeling the same way. It's one of my favorite ever, too. And that's why we're going to keep doing these, especially throughout the football season. We'll keep doing these top 100s. I mean, I'd seen Anthony Munoz's name because we've been looking at that list, and he's 12th, so that's really high. They ranked him 12th all-time ever. They're saying he's basically one of the best, if not the best, offensive lineman ever. So we'll give a couple more clips. Dropping frames are in. Big time. Because it's just such a positive message.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
And I really recommend, you guys can go watch the whole, it's like, I mean, I'm sure his speech is longer. There's a minute 30 video Anthony Munoz, like the NFL put out there on Faith in Football. And the whole video is really good, but this is kind of like the climax of it. So that's why we're using this part. But the whole video is good. And he's saying, like,
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Well, we gotta clip this a little bit. Guys, do we know which way is positive and negative yet? Gosh. I mean on the x-axis. X-axis. We want it. Let's. Maybe we don't need to move it. Maybe we don't need to move it.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL.
There's more to life than football. That's what we'll call this for now.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
We'll throw up more clips there. Don't worry. We're still gotta have him catching a touchdown pass. I can even look for more. Guys. We'll get there.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Yeah. I mean, one day we're gonna be monetized and won't be able to be playing these songs on the stream, but for now, might as well. It's my thought process. You guys get it. I don't know if we end up using this one. We'll see. Maybe just for like that bit of time. That was a good one. Kind of like launched that guy a little bit. Excuse me. I want it to be about 20 seconds, guys. I'm thinking. So maybe we need maybe another clip or two, but I think we're almost done.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Thoughts, comments, concerns? Still more clips? Still more? More? Okay, we'll do more. Yeah, I was looking at Anthony Munoz's accolades. He also won the NFL Man of the Year award at one point. Similar to Darrell Green, who won that award. All right. What else do we want to say? So right now we just got him shimmying with his jersey, which is good. That's a really good block, pancake block, they call him. Tosses the guy, then he goes up and catches it. I'll find another pancake block or something. Anthony Munoz versus Lawrence Taylor. Versus, he also went up against Bruce Smith. I can hear Clark snoring from here. He's on the couch. There are a bunch of cats with B-Wall and Greece. He's sending a whole bunch of cat pics. I didn't know that Greece had a whole bunch of cats there. It's like similar to Turkey. Elena. his former coach said there has never been a lineman as great as Anthony Munoz, and I doubt we will ever see his equal. I doubt we will see his equal ever again. So. Well, they just. All right, I think I got a good one. He just kind of tossed people. Ooh. All right, got some good ones, guys. All right. Move the mic closer, please. Can you not hear me? Hopefully it's on the mic. All right, my bad. That was... Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? Should be a little better now, hopefully. So what, Yelena, you want this to be like 21 seconds maybe?
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. And I realize as I look through the scripture that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
I mean, we got some old clippage here, guys. Some old clippage that might... We might have to put some finishing touches on this, but... We're gonna do like a little bit of a blurred background. It's not gonna be too major, but there's no blurred background on the beginning, but there's gonna be one on the highlight clips.
I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more.
So good.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Is that too short? It's too short. Wait a second. You mean the whole thing or just that one? I've already lengthened it a little bit. We'll do it a little bit more. We'll put it at like a second and that's a little better. That one's just not, you don't really, it's just not barely in the frame. That was one where he taught, then he did like a defensive, look at, he gets a hit here. This is a good one. We might. We're gonna probably have to call it here. I know we want to see a whole bunch of clips, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see how this looks. I just don't want to make it too long.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
All right. Yeah, and then what? Maybe just... What's a good, like, final scene? If we even need one. I really like him hitting the guy at the end there. What do you think? All right, I'm going to play it for you guys. We'll go full screen, or fullish screen for CapCut for you guys. All right, I'll be right back.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Alright, guys. Let's get back. Any thoughts, guys? Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? Are we still live? Question mark.
And I realized as I looked through the
We gotta like.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
I mean, I'm not concerned. It's just we gotta.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more.
Do we want to color up this font? Orange. Maybe neon.
And I realized as I looked through the
green.
And I realized
gold.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
All right, it's gonna hit hard. I just will, maybe just white. It's fine.
And I realized as I looked through the scripture.
Yellow.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God. And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Good morning, Clark's Flower Shop. Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? Almost there, guys. I just gotta like mess with the settings.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Sorry I'm full screen there, guys. I know you might be thinking we're full screen here. Alright. Hopefully the mic's close enough. Just like this whole black background. Maybe I can crop this part even more. Oh. Alright, yeah, let's crop this. But you just can't really see him, unfortunately.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Well, one we gotta put our logo in there. So yeah, 10-17 recap. We're going to do an Anthony Munoz short today. Inspired by being on the number 12 on the NFL's top 100 list. Greatest players of all time. Bengals up against the Steelers in the Icy Hot Bowl later. We already highlighted that yesterday. But Anthony Munoz is the sole Bengal on the NFL's top 100 list of all time. The one they released, I forget what year it was, but we'll say 6 or 7, 8 years ago. Never heard. I had only come across his name, Anthony Munoz, through looking at that list. But that's why we're going to keep going back to the list, because never know what we're going to find there. It's cool to. It's like we're unpacking some history that's right in front of us. Wasn't even that long ago. But this is going to be cool because it's Anthony Munoz at it with his Hall of Fame speech as the cold open. So, and I like his message because it was kind of like his saying that there's more to life than playing in the NFL, but like that's what he was doing, so he was gonna do it fully. That makes sense. I think it does. Makes a lot of sense.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
And it's cool because it is like a party in 22 seconds right now. The question is, what else? Do we need a final clip or anything? What else do you think it needs, guys? Does it need like a final clip?
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living...
Never got the logo in there. Oh, that's not it.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God. And I real... And I real... And I realize as I look through the...
Tricky, guys. Thoughts, comments, concerns, guys?
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
I think it's good. Might just end it here, guys. Might have to put a filter on this.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I
Ugh. I don't want him on those.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is
There's like a little bit of a hum in the background here.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
I think I liked it better when it was louder. I'm just going to leave it at the regular loudness, not alter it.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to
It's going to be a little... Good morning, Juliet. Hope you're not too busy today preparing for the party. All right, guys, we'll play this through.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that
People
was
are
my
gonna
way to
love
worship
this.
God.
I mean, just call it. Do we need another one? Y'all are going to say more clips, but I think it's pretty good as is. We might need to introduce him, though. That's what I was thinking. You know? Do we need more clips, guys?
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Are the colors too much going on here? I mean, I'm trying to fix these guys at the back here. They're just like, what? I need my color people to help me here. I don't know. Up the saturation. Up the tint. No, lower the tint maybe. Lower the tint. Up. If I say auto adjust, what does it do? Makes it worse. I don't know. I'm trying to. What do I do here, guys? I was looking for I'm a little all over the place today here, guys. Enhance. That looks pretty good, actually. Relatively.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Maybe we need more? What do we think, guys? Do we need more? I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Excuse me. Alright, guys. We'll say that we are...
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Maybe we say...
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures.
Do we like this, guys? Something like this? But maybe I should use the same font.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in. And I realized as I looked through the scriptures.
NFL Living Legends, Anthony Munoz.
All right, well, I finally figured out how to do that. That's big. Finally figured out how to make AI work for me. That's a good thing. That's what we're working on right now, is introducing him. I don't know if we need an ending clip, though. Because, like, that's the whole idea, you know? We don't want these to end. Like, we want them to loop. So we gotta think about how to loop it. Make it go back to the beginning. That's why I almost think it's like... I don't know. Well, you're right. No, maybe we show him, like, holding a trophy or something. I don't know.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body. And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
You see how we introduced him there, Elena? Is that all right? I think it's okay. I don't want it cut off on the platforms. If you noticed, our NFL's fastest ever was cut off on a variety of platforms. So it's tough.
And I realized as I looked.
So we're introducing him here. Are you okay with NFL? NFL.
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to work.
How about this, Elena? What are we thinking, guys?
And I realize as I look through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Well, I'm sure we got an ending clip from what we got.
God. And you talk about intensity and competitiveness.
You want him catching it? You want him, like, maybe just like a still image of him? How about just a still image of him? And we can Ken Burns effect it. But it can't be much longer. That might be good. Might have to get it again, but that's fine. I think it's gonna be good. I'm gonna do something like that transition. Have that as the last one. Or do we do that as the first one? Nah, I think it's better as the last one. Because that way, that kind of like, that's a good loop, if you get what I'm saying right there. Can we do it? I know I kind of... Alright, I'm gonna just grab that again real quick. Shouldn't be a problem, guys. I'm thinking we're gonna do the zoom up of his face. That was cool, the way the NFL did that. Very cool. It was 9 years ago they did the top 100. So, hey, maybe they're going to release one pretty soon here, but I'm still excited to do a Night Train Lane. We still got to do Night Train Lane. There's a lot of guys on this top 100 list that we can do. I'll be right back. If I'm gone from your screen or something, I'll be right back. Don't worry. Oh, they already even Ken Burns affected it for us. That's dope. That's dope. We got a really good... All right. This is 24 seconds. Getting there, guys. This is a little too much, but hey. Listening to my people. They said we need to introduce them and give a closing scene. So we're going to watch it one more time right here.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
It's just like that beat goes on forever. So I know like you want to hear more of the beat almost, Elena. I think that's what it is, you know. But it's like that. They keep. Is it even? I think it goes on forever like that. So it's like we're gonna have to cut it at some point.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Good outro too. Pause. I think it's pretty good.
And I realized as I looked. And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
All right, I think it's good, guys. We've got this filter keyframing it up the whole time. Do we like that?
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Send it here, guys. We're gonna send it here. I think we're gonna just call it. All right, I'll give you guys till 11 o'clock to offer any further edits. I think it's good. Do you like the ending clip, Elena? It's how the NFL ended their Anthony Munoz clip. Shout out to the NFL. We got the old head / icy hot bowl tonight. Oops. All right, guys, we're getting there. Send. Maybe we'll have it. The title will be The Faithful Warrior. I just came up with that, but I think it is good. They like The Faithful Warrior, maybe The Faithful Warrior, like Muscles Football, Anthony Munoz or something like that. It's a pretty good title, The Faithful Warrior. I would say that's a good title. / Anthony Munoz would be happy to have that as his title. All right, we're going to watch it one more time before I upload it, or before I export it and then upload it to YouTube.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
I think it's ready to go, guys. All right, we're going to say it's ready to go. I haven't heard it's not ready to go. So let's think about our dopamine cues. We say,
and I realized,
well, one, we got NFL living legend Anthony Munoz, so that cues up Anthony Munoz. And then we got his cold open queuing up like that he's putting his body on the line. I think we showed that.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
Plus with the song over it, like it drops so hard. I mean, I've seen it like a billion times at this point, but I'll be watching it a billion times once we're uploaded too. I guess I'm saying we're ready to go, but I didn't even finish. I didn't blur the background here. My bad. Got to do a little bit of more work. Just a little bit. All right, we'll send it. Yeah, I just got to blur the background here. Got to up the blur too. Come on, guys. 100% blur. When we're able to go beyond 100% blur, that's I can't. Maybe can we double blur it? Can we blur the blur? Yeah, we can double blur it. You guys want to do like 200% blur? We've never done the double blur before, but we're gonna do it today. Might as well. 200p. Yeah, I cannot believe I haven't thought of double blurring by now. Similar to the kids double blinking it, I will be double blurring it. If that makes sense. All right, we're going to watch it one more time.
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God.
All right, send. Now it's ready to go. Double blurred too? I can't even believe it's double blurred, guys, but it is. All right, well, thank you guys for joining today, for your help and support. Stream might take a little bit of a hit here while we upload. You know how it goes. And we're going to say the faithful warrior. And then we're going to go to Emoji P. Oh, let me get you guys on Safari. Oh, well, first we got to get Safari up. Okay. So we're going to say, what I say, muscles? Because he said he was putting his... And then maybe we'll do the swords. Because it is in a cross, too. Crossed swords. And then maybe a football. I'm gonna say Anthony Munoz. I didn't put the Enye. It's an Enye. Is that a problem? I don't think it's a problem, but I didn't put the, it's the American keyboard. It doesn't have, I guess I'll copy his name from, shoot, guys. Shoot. It's okay. It's not going to really affect it. Munoz. Helena, your thoughts? Should I go back and delete this and make it so it has that on it when I wrote his name on there? Or do you think it's okay? It's just like little stuff like that. I think it's okay. I'm going to say it's okay. If you guys disagree, let me know. We can go back. Shoot. Well, at least I might as well change it here while I have it. What do you think, guys? Go back and change, get it right? Might as well just go. It's all good. Might as well go back and get it right, you know?
And I realized as I looked.
No, it makes it no. Okay. Good news is you can't do it with the font we chose. I'll show you guys. It looks terrible. Good news is, but we'll put it right in the title. But look at how it does it on CapCut. It makes it all wonky. Because I doubt there's a capital. There's probably no capital Enye. Is that an Enye? But irregardlessly, there's probably no capital Enye. If it's an Enye. Yeah. So it's fine that we just did the Munoz. Because it's all caps. So when I copy and pasted it into CapCut, that's what it did. So we're fine. We're fine. We don't need to go back, in fact. We were fine the first. In fact, we're going to leave it how it was. I could maybe add a whatever it's called. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys get it. All right. Well, really good stream today, guys. 1.4% drop frames. We'll take that any day of the week. Hour 40. This is going to be a shorter one relatively. Very productive. That's because I did you came in and we were normally where we would be maybe an hour in. We were there today. But that was more just because I had been having this Anthony Munoz idea. I'm just from seeing his name. I've never gone into who he was, but then I just put the name in there, and I found that I was figured out maybe there's a good cold open. There was a really good one, maybe our best. I mean, we've had some really good cold opens this week. That's the theme of this week. With Darrell Green, Michael Irvin, and now Anthony Munoz. These are three of our harder hitting quotes to start. This opens up a somewhat of a new lane for us. I think the former squad audience is still going to love it. No, Clarks, we're not going back. Maybe I'm way delayed on the chat, but I did a whole thing about how we're not going back. Maybe I didn't see your message in time. But no, it doesn't make any sense. There's no capital Enye. I haven't gotten Elena to correct me in the chat on that yet, but whatever that N with the thing on top of it means, it's like nya, kind of. Munoz. But in CapCut there's no capital version of that, so it automatically made it lowercase, but then all the other letters are uppercase, so that's why we're going to leave it at how we had it. So we're probably almost there. All right, it's uploaded. Checks complete. Copyright protected found, of course. I know that. Yeah, all right, cool. It's fine, but they're cool with it, and I'm cool with it. All right, we got to write a description. I'm gonna make a new series. I'm gonna make a new playlist. I'll put it in the Sports Psycho series, but I'm gonna still put it NFL Living Legends. Your favorite players revisited. Or not revisited. Your favorite players rebooted. How about that? Rebooted. So it's going on the NFL Living Legends playlist too. I'll add a whole bunch to the NFL Living. Like we got a bunch of NFL Living Legends. Shorts already made. We're not altering the content. Tags, I'm gonna say Icy Hot Bowl because we're gonna say Cincinnati Bengals, Anthony Munoz. I'm also gonna say Anthony Munoz. Former squad, NFL, football, Thursday night football, NFL Hall of Fame, best offensive lineman, NFL legends, we'll say dopamine, hype, nostalgia, throwback Thursday. God, I can't believe I haven't. That's our first time we're tagging that. Throwback Thursday. No fun league. No, Elena, I don't need the N. Enye. You missed the part where I said we don't need the N. Like, we can't do the Enye with the font that I selected because it's all. We're not going back. I can't do the Enye with the font we selected because if it's an Enye, I'm correct in calling it Enye. It can't be there's no capital, there's no word that you get what I'm saying? There's no word that starts with that. So it's not capitalized ever. So in CapCut, it's a lowercase n and all the other letters are not. But we're going to put it in the title. In the title, it's fine, but on the screen, it won't be that. But it's fine. I'm not. Yeah, exactly. I showed that. Look, well, I went back to I had already. I can show you again, but look, if I put it correctly in there, it's gonna make it look all weird. And like, who knows? That would probably be a thing I go and like try to fix for like 20 minutes on CapCut, but look, you see that? Can you see that? You can see that. Just look like that's how it puts it in there. So I mean that would have been I would have. There's probably no capitalized version of that. So I could have gone back and like maybe put the little tilde or whatever it's called on top, but it's totally fine. I've got it correct in the title, and it's a CapCut thing. It's just a CapCut thing. I've got plausible deniability. Plus, you can go back to the stream. We thought about this, but because of the CapCut, we're going to say how we had it was all right. Yeah, I thought I was even going to go back. I was going to go back on my own. I didn't hear from you guys. I was going to go back on. I figured, might as well just go back and do it. But now it's like, it's fine. It's not. No, we're not going to. All right. Let's finish up here today. No fun league. We'll say Bengals versus Steelers. Steelers versus Bengals. That's okay for now. Let's watch it on YouTube. Make sure it's all right.
That I was to present my body as and I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God. And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to...
And that's a very good... We looped it really well. It loops really well from the end to the beginning.
Present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God. And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more.
You could watch it a billion times, but we'll stop here after this time.
And that was my way to worship God.
All right. I'll try to stop watching it. Okay. Come up with a good description here. Let's say Anthony Munoz is the first offensive lineman featured in our NFL Living Legends series. Every time I say that word that I just said, my phone thinks I'm trying to talk to it. You guys get why. All right, and this is getting posted pronto, guys. Anthony Munoz is the first offensive lineman featured in our NFL Living Legends blank. His inspirational Hall of Fame speech gave us a great what should I say? She gave us a great opening to use for our video, and also Anthony Munoz is the first offensive lineman featured in our NFL Living Legends series. True. His inspirational Hall of Fame speech gave us a boost this morning? True, it's facts. Gave us a boost and made for a great opening to our video. I don't. Should I like explain what he said more? It's almost like I don't. Maybe we just say it as is. Anthony Munoz is the first offensive lineman featured in our NFL Living Legends blank. He was ranked number 12 on the NFL's top 100 list. He was ranked released in what, 2000? Doing all right. Released in 2010? Wow. It's even longer ago than I thought. Shoot. His inspirational Hall of Fame speech gave us a boost. It made for a great... I'll say that we made this short live on stream. Please like and subscribe. Period. Say for more content like this, because this is one of our better shorts, guys. All right. So we got the faithful warrior, Anthony Munoz. The description is Anthony Munoz is the first offensive lineman featured in our NFL Living Legends series. He was ranked number 12 on the NFL's top 100 list, released in 2010. His inspirational Hall of Fame speech gave us a boost and made for a great opening. I'm leaving out this morning because that makes it time specific. It made for a great opening to our video. We made this short live on stream. Please like and subscribe for more content like this. Added a new playlist. I'll be going through and adding all of our NFL Living Legends that we've already done to that playlist. Also put it in the Sports Psycho series. I don't know if he fits the Sports Psycho series. He's more of a faithful warrior series, but it's okay. Still put it in there. Not made for kids, blah, blah, blah. Any tags you guys think we should add? Icy Hot Bowl. Is that, hopefully that's how you spell Cincinnati Bengals. Anthony Munoz. Spelled both ways. I'll say faithful warrior. Well, maybe I'll look for, I'll say inspirational quotes. So, did I say Hall of Fame speeches? I'll say best Hall of Fame speeches. Best Hall of Fame speech and best Hall of Fame speeches. Any other tags, guys? Like, maybe throw some emojis up in the chat if you got a second. So we'll be ending here soon. Once we post this, maybe I'll get back on later. Who knows? Maybe we go to a 2-a-day stream. I think that might make sense. Instead of just switching times, do 2-a-days. We'll see. But for now, Icy Hot Bowl. I'll say NFL top 100. Did I say that? Best O-line ever. Pancake block. I'll say, well, I gotta put the song in there. Shoot. Ooh, shoot. Damn. Proof it's time to end the stream here soon. I'll be right 1 second. All right. All right. All right, guys. I'll hit post here. It's close enough. Maybe we'll leave some space to add some tags. We're going to watch it one more time. Should it?
And I realized as I looked through the scriptures that there is more than playing in the NFL. That I was to present my body as a living sacrifice, and that was my way to worship God. And I realized as
So good, guys. It's so good. All right, well, I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you so much for joining. We'll be back on tomorrow. It's already time to spin some wheels on Fridays. Wow. So be hyped for the wheel spinning tomorrow. Hope everybody has a great rest of your day. You can check this out. I'll hit post here right now before I go. The Faithful Warrior, Anthony Munoz. Got to pick a related video. Maybe Darrell Green. We'll go back to Darrell Green. Because that was related. And the Darrell Green short's one of our better shorts too. As I agree. It's similar to this one. One of our better ones. Alright, public. Gonna hit publish here. Alright guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks so much. And we will be back on tomorrow. Let me hit publish. Alright, we're live. It's up there. Hope everybody has a great rest of your day. I'm hyped too, Elena. And we'll talk soon. Alright, peace, everybody.